YouTube, hope all is well. Sorry it's been a little while since I last posted. I got a new job and then got really busy with that, but I'm back and hopefully I'll be a little more responsive. Today I'm going to talk to you about something that I like to call negative questions. Negative questions are ones in which an interviewer asks you something that forces you to point out imperfections in yourself or in others. In a previous video, I talked about another negative question. That was the "what are your weaknesses" question. Now, if you answered the "what are your weaknesses" question by simply stating your weaknesses or your flaws, you're in a sense shooting yourself in the foot and you make yourself look a lot less impressive to the interviewer. And that's why I call them negative questions. In the weaknesses video, I talked about how to tweak the question in your mind so that you still answer it, but you shine a more positive light on yourself instead of a negative one. If you haven't seen that video yet, you should definitely check it out. It's worth a watch. I'll include a link to that video in the description box below. In this video, we're going to talk about another negative question. It's the "what did you dislike about your previous job" question. This is a negative question because it's asking you to point out flaws in your previous company. And when you point out things that are negative about something or someone else, it makes you look like a negative person, even though they're the ones that asked you the question. It makes you look like you're blaming something or someone else, which is completely contradictory to what you're trying to achieve in the interview, which is you're trying to get the interviewer to see you in a positive light and associate positive things with you, not negative ones. Maybe you want to leave your current company, or maybe you left your previous company because your boss or your company poorly treated you. Maybe they discriminated against you, or maybe they made you a scapegoat for something that you had absolutely nothing to do with. Regardless of what the real reason is, you have to be very careful with how you answer this question. In order to answer this question in a more positive light, you have to think about the question differently. Instead of thinking about it in terms of "what did I dislike about my past experience," you have to answer a different question. So instead, answer the question, "what do I wish I had done differently at my last job?" Answering the question this way shows that you are reflective and that you actively learn from past experiences and you grow from them. Instead of looking like a complainer, which is somewhat how the question was set up to make you look, or like somebody who lives in the victim mentality, you look like somebody who takes every opportunity to grow and improve. So one example that I have from my past is when I worked at one company, I got a lot of really great opportunities and a lot of really good recognition, but I didn't get everything that I wanted. Looking back, I realized that it's because I focused only on the job at hand and I didn't plan on what else I wanted to get out of the experience. Maybe you worked too hard at one company and you didn't engage in the more networking and community aspects of the role. As a result, you feel like you didn't get the benefit of the whole experience and you wish you had done that differently. Now, just like with the weaknesses question, you want to end your answer with a "but" followed by why your previous statement really isn't that big a deal or doesn't really matter. So for example, if I use my example where I wish I had planned what I wanted to get out of the experience more so that I could have gotten more out of the experience, I would say, but now that I know that and I've had that experience, in all of my future experience, in all of my experiences thereafter, I made sure to plan better and to figure out what opportunities are out there that fit into my overall goals. Also keep in mind that if you're going to say that you've already made those changes, that you have examples to back it up. In the case of the networking example I mentioned before, where let's say you wish you had been more involved in the community at your company, you could say, "but should I get hired on at your company, let's say XYZ company, I already plan to join the department basketball team and I plan on joining the diversity organization for the company." Of course, when you say this, make sure that you research the company and the different organizations and things that they have available and find something that you actually would like and that you actually do plan to join should you get hired on. Of course, keep in mind that your improvement should be more positive focused. So if you got in an argument with your boss at your last company and you wish you could redo that conversation, that's not something that I would really bring up in the interview. Interviewers can ask questions that deal with conflict, which we can talk about in another video, but I wouldn't bring that up on my own. Your improvement should be about you and should avoid including other people if possible, and they should be something that you can easily implement at your new job. So in the case of wishing you had joined more organizations and been more involved at your last company, That's a really good one because when you join your new company, when you implement it, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is join more organizations and be more involved. So there you have it, how to answer the what did you dislike about your previous company question. Let's go over the 3 main steps. First, reword the question in your mind so you're now answering a different question. That question being, what do you wish you had done differently at your last company? Second, answer the question differently. Make it something that you can easily change in the future and that is more growth and positive focused. Third, and finally, end the answer by saying how you have or you will take the lessons you learned from your past experience and bring them into the new experience should you get hired. If you've already started making changes, make sure to provide examples of how you've already started to do so. That concludes this video. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button below. If you haven't already checked out my book, 25 Things They Don't Teach in Business School, make sure to check that out. It's a great guide for interpersonal, political type of issues that you're likely to encounter in the office. I also have a link for that in the description box below. Also check out my website, www.consultingforrookies.com. And, in my last video, it was a video on thank you notes. I said that I would include a thank you template for anybody that requested it. So I now have that up on my website. I have the link below, and I will also include the link in the thank you video itself in that description box as well. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.